Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, to the organizers, participating researchers, good morning everyone. It is absolutely a privilege for me to be participating at this prestigious hybrid international joint conference of Asia TEWL, TEWLIN and INALTEL 2022, an avenue for researchers to share findings of research with the noble aim to give invaluable contribution to our respective fields of discipline. Before I proceed further, please allow me to say thank you to Professor Nenden Sri Lankanawati, the one who is co-authoring this paper. In this occasion, I will be the oral presenter for the research paper entitled Teacher Agency and Different Teaching Communities, a Narrative Inquiry into Shifting Teaching Experiences, co-authored of course by me, Fitri Agustin, a PhD candidate, and Professor Nenden Sri Lankanawati from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia. Okay, now first we would like to inform you the burning issue. Why did we conduct a narrative inquiry? Well, narrative inquiry explores the experience of an individual and how the physical, social, and cultural environment impacts and shapes individual experience. It is a way to understand and to study the experience. And the shifting experience, the change, is one of the dimensions of narrative inquiry. And why is it into a teacher's life story? Because life story is told as completely and honestly as possible. It narrates one's entire experience of life as a whole, highlighting the most important thing in human's life. And this is actually what we have been up to from a life story, seeking for a different side of one's personal and professional life. And then what makes our narrative inquiry different from previous narrative inquiries into life experiences? Well, our current study inquired into teachers' agency development and the changing ideology due to the shifting teaching experiences in different teaching communities with different authority. The purpose of our current study is to comprehend how shifting teaching experiences form teacher agency and ideology in various teaching communities. Regarding the research method, we use 3 commonplaces of narrative inquiry by Glendinning and Hubert 2010. They are temporality, sociality, and place. We collected the data from individual semi-structured interview with open-ended questions using voice note tool. We use transcriptions, adjustment, and analysis. About the participant of our research is Julia, a certified English teacher who has been in workshops and pieces of training organized in different teaching communities. She has experience teaching English in private schools, public schools, and different universities. Now, we would like to reveal the results of our inquiry. In her initial teaching, Julia experienced a process of understanding the value of trust in authority. She also set up an ideology about teaching as she confronted professional identity issues in her very challenging conditions, as you can see in the sample scripts provided in the slide. The issues which contributed to her decision to divine professionalism. However, she was able to build her collegial and collaborative relationship with her associate teachers in her initial teaching. Teaching in different teaching communities, shifting from one school to other schools, from one university to other universities, from urban to rural area, Julia became an agentic teacher. She was consciously aware of the need for support from colleagues to implement change in her practice. She actively looks for learning opportunities in light of changing circumstances that influence her pedagogic practices and her own views and expectations about the future. She has a strong sense of inquisitive agency. She can also identify areas in which she needs further knowledge and expertise and take initiative for her own learning. In the social dimension of agency, Julia is confident as a person with a stable character and identity. Her shifting teaching experiences shaped her ideology about the experienced and professional teacher. She was able to make choices, take principled actions, and enact change. She valued the students as individuals for what they were capable and incapable of, and for who they were. She used her authority to appreciate students' talents and interests. We can see here that her shifting teaching experience is an insight into the ideology of experienced and professional teachers. About the school authority in Julia's ideology, we can see here that her experiences with her principals in different teaching communities and in different school landscapes shaped her ideology about school authority. Julia was able to reconcile the unexpected conditions with the ideology she had been committed to. She learned from her professional life in different teaching communities. She developed her agency and she set up her own ideology about teaching. So, based on the inquiry into Julia's experience, we would like to say that this study of Julia constructs how different teaching communities and shifting teaching experience influence teachers' professional knowledge and cultivate teachers' agency. The experiences revealed in this study shed new light on previously held views and assumptions concerning the influence of school authority on teachers' pedagogical philosophies and highlighted shifts in these beliefs and assumptions. This study offers insight on how we could reconsider the ideology of experienced and professional teacher. For the concluding remarks, despite the limitations existed in this research report, we would like to say that a narrative inquiry into Julia's experiences as an English teacher is relevant to research in language teaching and learning field because it helps us to understand the inner mental worlds of language teachers and learners and the nature of language teaching and learning as a social and educational activity. Her stories are treasured recitations for teachers struggling to shape personal and professional identities in language teaching communities. Therefore, more inquiries into teachers' personal and professional life are suggested for further studies as they would contribute to the growing body of narrative inquiry into life experiences, zooming one's life experiences from different perspectives. Well, that's the end of our presentation. We would be glad to have a discussion with you in the Q&A session for the improvement of our study. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.